In the UK, we use around 13 million aluminium drinks cans each day. Putting these cans in the rubbish is a tremendous waste of a valuable metal. That's why it's important to recycle as many aluminium cans as possible, and it's now easier than ever to recycle. Cans may be recycled through collection points and recycling centres like this one at a supermarket. Here, the machine is checking that the can is made out of aluminium. Mixing other types of cans with the aluminium makes it harder to recycle. Many councils now provide special collection bags or boxes for your recycled cans. They collect the waste for recycling right from your doorstep. You could even make money for your school by setting up a cash for cans scheme. There are collectors throughout the country. At the recycling centre, the cans are first checked, weighed and sorted. A machine compresses the cans into bales that are easier to handle and transport. Each bale contains about 300 kilograms of aluminium cans. This is Novellus Aluminium Recycling in Warrington, Cheshire. It handles aluminium from all over the UK and supplies recycled aluminium to factories throughout Europe. Inside the recycling plant, the first stage is to break open the bales and shred the cans into small pieces, just a few centimetres long. A huge electromagnet pulls out any steel that may be mixed with the aluminium. The shredded aluminium is blasted with hot air at 500 degrees centigrade. This evaporates off any paint or coatings that were on the original cans. Any gases from this process are burned to generate heat for the plant. The aluminium is now ready to be melted in a huge furnace. This part of the plant is called the foundry. Aluminium has a relatively low melting point for a metal, but these furnaces still need to heat the aluminium to over 700 degrees centigrade. The molten aluminium is stirred and any impurities float on the surface of the liquid metal. A byproduct of the process, called dross, also floats on the surface of the molten metal. The dross and impurities are removed from the furnace to make sure that the aluminium is of the correct quality. Samples are regularly taken from the molten metal and checked to make sure that the aluminium meets the customer's specifications. Blocks of aluminium may be added depending on what the final metal is going to be used for. Recycled aluminium is just as pure as aluminium made from the raw material bauxite. The foundry is a hazardous place to work, and safety is very important. All the operators wear special safety clothing to protect them from the heat and any splashes of molten metal. Their suits and gloves are fireproof. Safety hats, visors, and thick protective boots are always worn. The final stage is casting the aluminium ingot. Like all the other processes, this happens on a huge scale. Molten aluminium travels down narrow channels and is slowly poured into 3 casting pits. As the aluminium is poured through the mould, it is cooled with water and it solidifies. As it hardens, the ingots drop down into the pit so that more metal can flow into the mould, and gradually the ingot is formed. It takes over 3 hours to empty the furnace and cast 3 27-ton ingots. When they have cooled, the ingots are removed from the casting pit one by one using an overhead crane. Another special crane loads them onto lorries for distribution to customers all over the UK and Europe. The factory in Warrington operates 24 hours a day and the furnaces keep running nearly all year round. 12 of these massive ingots are made each day. The recycled aluminium can be used in many different applications. Some of the ingots will be used to make aluminium cans. In around 60 days, the aluminium from a recycled can may be used to make more drinks cans. Recycling uses only 5% of the energy needed to make a drinks can from raw materials. Recycling just one can saves enough energy to power a television set for 3 hours. In the UK, we have the capacity to recycle every can we use over and over again. This would help to save energy, reduce waste, and conserve precious natural resources. Recycling is easy, efficient, and good for the environment. This type of recycling is called a closed-loop system. Aluminium is used to make cans, which are then recycled to make aluminium, to make more cans. The loop can continue indefinitely so long as the aluminium cans are not thrown away. It's up to everyone to make sure that cans continue to be recycled so that energy and precious natural resources are conserved.